15 minutes past the hour. This is CNBC's Worldwide Exchange, broadcast live from Asia, Europe, and the United States.
So where's the big money in biotech, and which building companies will be a good foundation for your portfolio? Joining us now from New York with her global stock picks is Emily Sanders, CEO and President of Sanders Financial Management. Emily, good to see you this morning. Before we get to your specific picks, what's your overall view of the market right here?
Well, due to the wash of global liquidity, the global market is still alive and well and strong, and the foreign markets outside of the U.S. are growing in average 3.5 to 4%, whereas GDP this quarter is expected to be around 3, but perhaps ending the year in the high 2s. So we're very much in favor of heavily weighting an international stock portfolio with foreign stocks, and we feel like Goldilocks is still here in the U.S. Due to the dual dilemma of the weak housing market and then the threat of inflation that Ben Bernanke refers to every time he speaks. We think those two play off against each other and will probably hold rates steady for the remainder of the year.
Got it. Okay. You like international exposure. You are a global stock picker. You got a pick from each of the area of the world from where we transmit. Your U.S. pick is Monsanto. Why?
Yes. Monsanto is a member of the S&P 500, and it's a very good value right now in terms of the price to earnings ratio and the PEG ratio. It's 1.38 PEG, and it's also spends a lot of money on R&D, about $700 million a year, which puts it on line with the farmers, the large farmers. And it's in the agricultural biotech sector based in the Midwest. It's in collaboration now with the German giant BASF. And also the EU Commission has just lowered their resistance toward genetically modified crops because of the benefits that can be derived there after about a 10-year lull in acceptance in Europe. So while the stock has been up very, very strongly in the past 12 months, we see a lot more future potential.
And Emily, it's Ross here in London. I see you're interested in Irish building materials group CRH. Yes, they are tuned to the global infrastructure boom, but they're also exposed to the US, where they've got to deal with a weaker dollar, plus, of course, the downturn in housing construction. So why are you still prepared to buy that stock despite those issues?
Well, first of all, we really like the management. Liam O'Mahony, who's been the CEO and has been with the company for 37 years, despite his retirement that's been announced for the end of 2008, we feel very good about the management. And also, their acquisition stream has been very, very good, very strategic, and they're entering China and Turkey, which, speaking of Turkey today, very good economy coming on strong for the last 5 years, and China, so much has been said about the 11% growth in GDP. So while half of CRH's business is in the Americas and half is in Europe, it's really moving in the direction that it needs to for cement, aggregates, building materials, asphalt, and as we know, there's just no end in sight to the building boom in China.
Emily, from China, let's go to India. You like a company that called Dr. Reddy's, the only Indian drug maker listed on the New York Stock Exchange. What do you like about the generic drug maker?
Well, Dr. Reddy's labs, they make generics, they make molecules, they make ingredients, and for example, 55% of the generic for Merck Zocor is made by Dr. Reddy's. And they're only 1/10 the size of Teva Pharmaceuticals, which is the Israeli generic pharmaceutical company that pretty much dominates that space. So we feel like with a low valuation, and the stock has not gone up as much this year as my other two picks, there's a lot more room for further upside, and the Indian market is just continuing to boom, not only in the service sector, which now the manufacturing sector is coming on very strong, and Dr. Reddy's is well positioned to take advantage of that. Plus, they have long-time stable management as well.
Hi, Emily. It's Michelle here in the United States. Again, as Christine pointed out, Dr. Reddy's, the only Indian drug company that has an ADR here in New York. Is that why you picked it? When you're looking for overseas exposure to your clients, do you look for companies with ADRs here so that you have more liquidity, or is there a specific rationale for that?
Well, very good observation, Michelle, and you hit it right on the head. We do look for that liquidity, and there are so many high-quality ADRs now, and the transaction costs for our U.S.-based clients are less going through the ADR market. So if we find a company we like Dr. Reddy's, and it has an ADR, and it passes all of our fundamental screens and so on, then we feel very comfortable investing in it.
Got it. Good to see you, Emily. Thanks for joining us. Emily
Thank you,
Sanders
Michelle.
is CEO and President of Sanders Financial Management. Getting up early for us.